Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you may know, I look slightly different from the last time you saw me. I'm a married man, living my best life. But I decided to give this another shot, the whole YouTube thing, and I've decided to move it in a slightly different direction. And my big thing is trying to answer some of the weird and wonderful questions that you might have, that we all have, that we don't actually know the answer to. Some people don't like researching and spending time looking for answers, and I really love that. So I want to do my best to give you a really quick summary of some of the weirdest and strangest questions you might want to know about. So today's video, I'm going to answer the question, why can't I use my cell phone on an aeroplane? Because you know that vibe when you get on the airplane and everyone's always just like, yeah, switch off your cell phones. And obviously the air hostesses, if they see your phone, they're like, excuse me, sir, please can you switch off your phone or put it in flight mode? Why? Surely if I have a phone and it's on, it's not going to just like bring down the airplane. That would be really unsafe. If that was the case, surely then I should hand in my cell phone. They should put it in a secret compartment on the plane so that the plane doesn't blow up. So I'm going to try and answer that question for you. But to start off, we need to understand, how do cell phones actually work? So when you use your cell phone, when you're making a call, messaging your mom, what happens is your cell phone searches for different cell towers, and a cell tower can cover an area up to 80 kilometers wide in like an open fields area, countryside. If it's a city, it's a much smaller section, a few kilometers. And when you're using your phone, it transfers from one tower to the next. Like if you're driving down the road on the highway and you're on a phone call, if you're driving through like areas, it's going to try bounce from one cell tower to the other. And the system has been designed effectively so that as it does that, it's as seamless a transition as possible. But if you are in the air flying really fast, you are going to be going from tower to tower to tower to tower as you fly over all these towers, because like a plane is going really, really fast, right? And while it's doing that, your phone is searching for a signal, and it's going to be using a lot of battery. It's using a lot of electromagnetic forces to find that signal, which is greatening the signal from each person's phone. Now, if you're on a plane, a jet, it has a lot of people, upward of hundreds of passengers, and each of their phones is trying to locate cell phone towers. It's going to be a mess. There's going to be a lot of signals going back and forth. Now, the weird part about all this is that researchers have found that the cell phone signal can interfere with the workings of a plane, right? Plane is using a lot of radio things to connect and whatever, and it can actually interfere. But it's like a sort of negligible risk that they're like, it can, but there's never been proof that a cell phone has caused interference, which has caused the crash of a plane. So they're kind of like, we think it can cause issues, and maybe the GPS might be like slightly confused, but it's a non-negligible risk that they take. An example that I want to present to you, if you've had an old phone, back in the day when you would bring your phone close to a speaker or something, you hear that tick, 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 tick sound. And that could potentially come on maybe the pilot's comms or some of the instruments, and you could see why that might cause an issue if there's 400 or 500 people with cell phones doing that. Now, technology has improved over time, and airlines have created something called a shield or a barricade to kind of protect their critical infrastructure. Researchers have found that there's really no correlation with these cell phones being used and causing planes to crash. But airlines, they kind of want to err on the safe side of things. Besides all this stuff, all the interference and things, while an airplane is taking off and landing, that's when it's the most dangerous. So air hostesses generally say, hey guys, let's put away everything. And I mean, obviously, if you've got everyone on their phone, right, and the airplane takes off and the airplane has a problem and crashes, then you can have phones flying around everywhere, because literally everyone has a phone, and phones are heavy. Imagine getting hit in the head with an iPhone. Painful. So they're trying to do that as well to make sure that there's no loose articles flying around. They also say pack away laptops, put your tray table up, put the cupboards up, no standing around, and all that's to protect anything from happening if there's a crash. So that's another reason. Another reason, which is a bit more of a random reason, and maybe this is not like a technical reason, but it adds to it. Would you really want to be flying for, some flights are really long, 18 hours on a plane where everybody's on cell phones, yak, 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 talking. So maybe there's also somebody that just wants a little bit of peace and quiet. So that might be another reason why cell phones are like, no. But yeah, The last reason that I've found is that they also don't want people to be distracted, and it might be a distraction if they're on the phone and they're not able to listen to aircraft safety announcements. If there's some turbulence, an issue or something, and they're on their phone, people might not be fully involved. As you know, like the in-flight entertainment, when there's an announcement, that actually gets muted slightly so you can use your headphones to hear the pilot or the captain or the air hostesses speaking. So in summary, if you pull out your cell phone and take a selfie, or you want to take that story of the plane going off and it's not in aeroplane mode, the plane's not going to crash. It's not going to just drop from the sky. I mean, that would be really, really dangerous. But potentially, if there's 400 people all using their phones and calling people, there's a lot of signals that are going around, and your phone's trying to connect to different cell towers, and it's a mess. And that might interfere with the critical running of the airplane. And we don't want to give that risk. When you're flying and you're thousands of feet in the air, let's try our best not to have anything that might cause the plane to go downward. So that's that for today. I hope you guys learned something. And when you're next in a plane, be like, okay, I will just put it in airplane mode, because why not? That's all from me for today, and I will see you in the next video, and we will be looking at something else. If you have any questions, anything you would like to know about, pop it down below. I'll do the research for you, so you don't have to. You just have to tune in to my YouTube channel. Peace out. Bye.